Wow, AI has come a long way.
Many people don't even realize just how advanced AI has become in its many capabilities. We looked at some recent movie clips that were put together with AI, and they're becoming progressively indistinguishable from actual movies filmed on a movie set with actors.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And this is with, at the moment, most AIs that can create video, it's limited to a 30-second clip at a time. So this is really convincing the AIs to make a whole bunch of clips that are all related and similar and then stitching them together. This isn't like real AI making full length movies. Obviously, this is just a trailer, but it is also like using very limited elements of AI because to create a clip of any length, it uses a tremendous amount of tokens, and that's the currency that AIs use. So these systems are expensive, but we are maybe a year or two away from having these phenomenal AI made movies that may replace actors altogether. And imagine when that becomes a career of the past.
I think that most people, if they see the clip, the next couple of clips we're going to put up, will be very surprised at the quality. The first clip is more what you described, but it's completely AI generated. And then we have one that's perhaps just equally as impressive that'll follow this. But let's start with this first one, which I know you've seen. I don't think you got a chance to see the other one yet. Let's put this up. And the level of complexity to generate something like this, just by giving prompts to a computer and saying, this is what we want the characters to look like and say, and what we want them to do, is fascinating, if nothing else, at this point. Let's take a look. And for those who didn't see the clip, it's essentially two young teenagers falling in love. And I would describe the AI generated video as exceedingly engaging and incredibly realistic. What do you say?
Especially the faces. So AIs used to have a real weakness, and that was the human anatomy. And every human hand used to have like 12 fingers and stuff like that. And human faces used to be really distorted as well. And here you get these pictures that is, whoa, you look into their eyes and you're like, wow. There are still a bunch of giveaways that this is clearly AI. Some of the interactions, let's say when they kiss and when their arms are wrapping around each other, when they're running in the field backwards, those interactions very clearly that's AI. In the airport, there's a scene where the text is a little screwed up. But these are like the small little things to get fixed. And obviously these people, these actors in this trailer just had a music background. They're not engaged in real dialect, and human dialect is extremely complex because it really affects the facial expressions and everything like that. And at the moment AI can do facial expressions, but it's like pretty crappy facial expressions. It's not the like amazing facial expressions you get from these phenomenal movies where it's all about a good conversation, a good talk.
We have this other clip, which might impress you a little bit in that regard. I would just say that it's interesting how this shifts the talent from being a capable actor, actress, and all the people that surround them to create these movies years past, to the talent of the individuals who are essentially giving the text commands or eventually voice commands to the AI to generate and to perfect the final product. because there's still a tremendous amount of talent. I don't want people to think this is, at this point, we certainly have to give a lot of credit to the individuals who are essentially getting the AI to be capable of doing this. But as time goes on, that may change.
And AIs are already pretty good at doing prompt engineering, so you can already tell the AI, and the AIs are very good at making a storyboard, a storyline. So you can have basically the full process. Basically, you have one AI tell you to make the story, and then you have the other ones turn it into storyboard, and then you have another AI kind of turn that into stills, and then another one create prompts for each scene, and then it's really just about stitching it together. But yeah, the technology is improving so quickly. It's truly
Because
inspiring.
because you haven't seen it, the next one is from Google. It's the Google VO3 AI project that's generated several of these, but I'd like you to take a look. And I don't believe you've seen this one. So I think for our audience, it'll be a fair first time sort of impression on what you think. I'm going to play this clip now. I'd like you to give me your feedback. I was certainly impressed when I first saw it. It's done in a rather amusing way, as you'll see throughout the whole thing. The purpose of this one clearly is to demonstrate the broad array of AI generated talent and the fact that they can speak and that they can generate facial expressions that are tied to the speech. So let's take a look.
No more silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous, Fran.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
No.
We can talk as cartoons.
This is amazing.
Imagine all the narrative possibilities.
We can sing talk.
Let's talk.
So, what are we going to talk about now? What are we going to talk about now that we can talk?
I have no idea. What do you want to talk about?
Now that I can talk.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have something to say.
We can talk about how magical this is.
A hallucination.
I want to say something important, something deep. The future is still in our hands.
That's cliche dialogue.
Let's not talk.
We can talk.
No more silence.
No more silence. Okay, what do you think of that?
So it's impressive, especially the fact that they use all these different movie styles and all these different time periods. And I'm a weakling for periodicals, so it was just really enjoyable to see. The whole "can we talk? We can talk. Yes, we can talk." They used and abused that a little bit too much.
I think they're really trying to ingrain that to obviously make it almost so ridiculously funny, but to make the point. So I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think it
the
was
lip
intentional.
sync was off though. That was the most notable thing, and the quality of the videos themselves were really impressive. Aside from the dance that was a little bit off, but almost all of the rest of them were really good.
They still dance better than I do.
That's for sure.
Or
They didn't
before we
dance at
went.
all. That's the important thing to remember.
But
It's the hallucination of a dance.
is it fair though to say that AI generated commercials, movies, and other on-screen content, it's come a very long way? That is pretty impressive, right? Regardless, we're not saying it's perfect.
Yeah.
We're not saying that Hollywood could fire to have all their actors and actresses on the unemployment line next week. But the idea that at
Within
some
10 years,
point,
for sure.
say again,
Within 10 years, for sure.
it'll be interesting, right? It's going to be just like we believe, I think both of us believe that eventually driving a vehicle will be perhaps an antiquated sort of choice that people like me who like driving will enjoy driving a car, but it's going to be commonplace, and probably for the next several generations, we'll start seeing fewer and fewer people that actually drive vehicles because they're like, why would I want to have to do that? The car drives itself, right?
My car already does.
I know that, but
Yeah.
it's not the norm or the common way of driving in the streets of any state right now. The majority of the vehicles have someone at the wheel, and certainly even vehicles with full self-driving still have typically someone there, unless they're doing some sort of experimental demo or what have you. Like we have some of the vehicles here in Miami trying to navigate the traffic, but it is coming, right? So the question isn't so much just will cars drive themselves? Will eventually aircraft be able to do this? We know that this is all coming and it's going to take some time, but the question is, what is AI really bringing, and what are some of the most incredible things that we expect from AI in the next few years? We were talking about this clip from Eric Schmidt. I don't think you've watched this particular clip, but some of the talks that he's had about artificial intelligence, AGI and ASI, artificial, maybe you want to go into that, the artificial general intelligence and super intelligence, so people maybe know what this clip is about. But it is, for those certainly who've never heard anyone talk about this, and he talks with purpose. Maybe you can explain a little bit about the clip. And
Be sure to watch our other clips and shorts and the entire episode 12 of The Yojo Show